In my first video, I talked about my start in becoming gluten, dairy, sugar-free and my struggle. And in my second video, I discussed my struggle with being Miss Smarty Pants and never told you about my big bright idea. So today I'm going to tell you all about it and how it's going to make your life so much easier. But first, I want to tell you a little bit more about my story and struggle. I told you how shocked I was when I had to give up bread and cheese. I absolutely was. I was angry. I got over it. Once I learned what I could about gluten, sugar, and dairy, it was easier to avoid it. Okay, really what happened was I started creating these huge lists of what contained gluten, sugar, and dairy. So I had something to refer to when I got confused. I mean, they hide these ingredients in so many things by using funny names for them. For example, maltodextrin, natural flavors, modified food starch, and glucose, to name a few. How was I supposed to memorize these words? Oh, how about this? Monosodium glutamate, emulsifiers, or lecithins. And these are just hidden words for gluten. Try learning the ones for sugar and dairy also. So yes, I created huge lists and I slowly got a clear picture of where these ingredients hide. And yes, you can have these lists. They're actually very helpful. So now I had a much better understanding about the hiding places of GSD, and I find that most prepackaged food, mixes, or ready-to-eat food, even if it's labeled gluten-free or dairy-free, can still have these ingredients inside that I don't want to eat. So I returned to my kitchen to start making my own food, knowing exactly what I was putting into it. My next issue. Most of my favorite meals and recipes I wrote for my other cookbooks either had gluten, sugar, or dairy in them, and in some cases, all three. So purchasing pre-made food was out and cooking my favorites was out. So the first few weeks, I literally lived on salads. I would toss all kinds of different things in them to make them interesting, different nuts and different proteins and different vegetables and different dressings. It got old. So then I moved on to a more paleo diet of meat, lettuce, fruit, vegetables, but I got bored after a while. I wanted my comfort foods back. I wanted the dishes that I loved to make, serve, and eat. So my next step was converting my standard recipes into GSDF ones, and I had to make them taste as good or better. And none of those weird expensive ingredients like xanthan gum or 3-blend flour mixtures. I needed normal, healthy ingredients anyone could find at their local grocery store. I like things to be simple and easy, or I don't always finish them. So over time, I got really good at turning recipes into GSDF ones. In fact, it became a challenge and I loved doing it. I was amazed at what you could use instead of certain ingredients and how delicious things really got. Now here's the next problem. So everybody was asking me how to do it. What to substitute for what? What should they always have on hand? What should they do? Hey, could I change this recipe for me? I had no problem answering the questions. The problem was that it went from 10 or 15 people asking me every day to hundreds of people asking me every day. Some of the time I heard the same questions over and over. So the first thing I did was I started teaching these small free classes with bits of information. And that worked for a while, but pretty soon the demands were for more. It seemed like I was the only one focused on eliminating all three, gluten, sugar, dairy. So as the demands increased, I decided to write my book, GSDF, Gluten, Sugar, Dairy Free, the book. The guidebook to living this way, tips on what to have on hand, what happens to our body, and much more, plus some recipes. Well, I'm excited to say, and actually I'm really thrilled, the book is flying off the shelves, and I'm getting so much response back that it just touches my heart. It is so super neat and positive every day. Then it happened again. The book is great, but I want to learn all the lists, all the systems, teach me all the conversions, teach me classes. People wanted more. So here's where I finally tell you my big bright idea to make it easier for you today. I wrote an 8-part course, and I call it GSDF Basics, and I actually have certificates of completion when you complete them. It had to be 8 parts to give you everything that's been asked of me, from all the lists, all the strategies, and more. So I decided I would do it in an amazing way so that everyone who wanted to learn this, have the charts, have the systems, and have their questions answered could. So first, I have created a workbook for every single class that you can customize for your specific needs and that of your family. So 8 workbooks. Second, in every one of the 8 classes, there's a Q&A section so you can ask whatever you want to get your desired results. Third, you will not only get the live classes, but you will get all video replays so you never miss a class or you can attend it a second time. Fourth, I made it very affordable so that everyone who wanted to can attend. But I'm not done. So then I added a huge bonus. So if you buy the class before it starts on Tuesday, October 1st, I will gift you a 4-week meal plan for you to have and to keep. So you don't have to worry about what's for dinner. You've got the whole list for the entire month. I haven't even started to offer meal plans to the community yet. So you'll be the first ones to get them. So I know what you're thinking. That's a lot of classes. That's a lot of workbooks, videos, and the bonus. It must be expensive. Well, it's not. In fact, it's under $10 a class. I wanted it affordable. I wanted you to be able to take it. So right now, instead of the regular cost of the course, which is $159, I'm selling this entire 8-part course for $79. So right now, you'll get all 8 courses live, all 8 workbooks, all 8 video replays, question and answer, plus the bonus of the 4-week meal plan for $79. Now, once the class starts October 1st, we'll no longer be giving out the bonus meal plans, and we won't be offering meal plans until later this year or maybe next year. I'm just so busy. I don't have time to do them yet. I've worked hard to make this the most comprehensive GSDF course out there, yet I made it so easy to understand. The strategies have been tested and they work. The numerous lists that will help you stay organized and teach you, and so much more. Like Class 7's the one that everyone's been asking me to teach, and finally I am. That hour-long class will teach you how to create your meal plans for the week and how to do all your prep for 2 hours of prep work every week. And then that way, during that week, you won't spend more than 15 minutes a day in the kitchen because of all the prep work you did and everything you learned just in Class 7, saving time and getting delicious, healthy meals on the table. I told you, I decided I wanted to make a big splash and I wanted it to be easy. I created the GSDF book because nothing like that existed when I first had to become gluten, sugar, dairy free. I created the GSDF Basics course because nothing like that has existed, and I keep getting asked for the systems, ideas, and ways to make life easier. I also know we have busy lives and not always a lot of time. So I made sure to offer you the video replays so you can watch them when you can or watch them a second time. If you really knew me, you would know that I love surprises, both giving surprises and receiving them. The other thing is I love monkeys. I really do. Monkeys make me happy. I also love to be of service because it brings joy to others, and when that happens, it touches my heart. We all have our burdens, and we all have things that challenge us. So I love to help when I can. And I know that having to restrict your diet can be challenging. I also know the physical pain limits your body to be able to do what you want. That's why my prep time is so short in the kitchen. I can't stand longer than 15 minutes or my back starts to spaz. I worked really hard to make sure everything is covered in these classes to make life just a little bit simpler and easier. Now I need you to know I'll be raising the price back to its regular price of $159 after Class 2, but right now it's $79. I want to make sure you get it at a cost that's less than $10 a class. I've also worked hard on the workbooks. They'll give you systems right at the fingertips as you plan your meals and prep your food. I'm also going to give you that bonus of 4 weeks of meal plans to help you get started and excited. These meal plans will only be available until we start class on October 1st. Each class has a question and answer session so you get your specific questions answered. I love answering questions, and they're always the inspiration for the next course I design. For example, a question and answer was, that's how I came up with the holiday feast class. A nice grandmother asked me how to do a traditional Southern Thanksgiving gluten, dairy, sugar-free, so I ended up writing a class. I know a lot of you purchased the book and you've been enjoying it. I love the feedback. It's a great place to start. This GSDF Basics course goes deeper into the various topics. Please keep the questions and comments going. I love how this community has grown. We're now 17,000 strong. Keep an eye out for a photo of a monkey when you watch my classes, because if there's no monkey and you're the first to notice and you type in no monkey in the chat box, I will actually mail a prize to your house. See, I told you I love monkeys and surprises. So sign up for the course now and get your 8 live classes, your 8 workbooks, your 8 video replays, question and answers, and right now a bonus of a meal plan, 4-week meal plan that is, all for $79 instead of $159. Now I'm going to go back to the kitchen and cook up some dinner. I have been working on some new budget-friendly recipes that I'm really excited about. And don't worry, you'll get recipes during the course that are not even on our website or in our book. I know you like to have first dibs. I always do. It makes me feel special. So how would it feel to know that things will be easier? You have systems that work, new recipes, lists to follow, and a new understanding. For me, I felt relief, less stress, and I enjoyed cooking more. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the class. And don't forget that the bonus is only until it starts on the 1st, and to keep an eye out for the monkey. I'll talk to you guys soon.